Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today. For this one, we are going to do another out and about video for you, and today I am in Bristol in the southwest of England, and we're going to have a little look at this place behind me here, which is Lost and Grounded Brewery. So we've had a couple of their beers on the channel over the last years, and this brewery have really made their name for different kinds of lagers and things like that, and it's a brewery that I've wanted to visit for quite some time. So to be able to come here and visit is going to be quite an interesting experience, and they do have some very nice things on tap. So let's do as we always do. We'll go in, we'll have a little look around, we'll try some of the beers. You'll have some special guests on this video as well, because we are here for a little bit of a special occasion. Harry Meadows of Blue Nose Beer Review's 30th birthday, so keep your eyes peeled for those, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Slangic Skull, cheers. Let's check out Lost and Grounded Brewery here in Bristol. So yeah guys, this is quite a nice place on the outside, I have to say. There you can see the big grain tank on the outside, and as you come in you can see they've got their nice little outside area here, which is great. Over there you can get some pizzas. We're here on a Friday night in fact, and as you come in you can see, you're greeted by a little bit of music on the left there, but you can see you've got all these tanks and stuff up there, which is great. But yeah, the bar is just over here. We've got some cans and things to look at there. And then we have a bunch of reprobates over here. So we have Harry of Blue Nose Beer Reviews. It's his 30th because he's getting old. We've got Adam of Mersey Beers, Peter the Clueless Drinker, and Brett of Beardy Beer Reviews. So yeah, this is my Keller Pills, so we'll jump onto this in a second and do a little tasting. Looks very sexy. There we go. Alright guys, well, let's get on with our first tasting then here at Lost and Grounded. So we're going to start off with one of their kind of classic beers. So this one is the Keller Pills. It comes in at 4.8% ABV, and it's kind of poured as you would expect from the style. So it'll come out a nice lovely pale golden straw colour. When it poured it had about a half finger of a frothy, I would say perfect white head. That has faded away to just be a very kind of thin foamy layer just now. Quite a little bit of active carbonation. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to see that on the camera right now, but in the glass it certainly looks pretty damn active actually, and you can see it's got a lovely kind of clear golden straw colour to it, but you might well expect a Keller Pils to be a little bit more hazy than this. But anyway, let's have a little look at the aroma and just see what this one is going to have in store for us. This should be nice. Oh yeah, I have to say, straight away it smells very, very German actually, which is, you know, kind of what you want from this style. For me, when it comes to these lager beer styles, you always want them to be a little bit more kind of authentic and closer to what you'd actually find in Germany or the Czech Republic. But yeah, it smells good. So straight away you get that fresh kind of mashed barley malt sort of thing coming out of this beer. So for me, you get a little bit on the backbone of the beer. You've got a little bit of that kind of fresh white bready bread crust coming out of this one. That's the backbone of the beer. There's a little bit of wholemeal brown bread in there, and there's also a good little bit of a kind of fresh kind of fluffy white bread coming out of this beer too. It's lovely. It smells really, really nice actually. So yeah, big fluffy white bread coming out of this beer. On top of that, you do have that kind of dryness you'd expect from sort of Pilsner malt, which is great. So yeah, lovely big kind of dry Pilsner malt coming out of this one. A little bit of a sweet McVitie's digestive biscuit character coming out of the beer. And from what I can smell on the hoppy side of things, it's I do wonder if there's one of the higher alpha acid German hops in here, such as like Pearl or Hercules or something like that. Or if it's like Czech Sats. It's got a little bit more of a kind of spiciness to it than you might expect from some other kind of things. But yeah, the malt base is pretty straightforward. Fresh white bready bread crust, a little bit of kind of wholemeal brown bread, white bread, Pilsner dryness, a wee bit of that McVitie's digestive biscuity sort of thing. And then on the hoppy side of things, as I say, you've got a little bit more of a kind of noble character. So there's a wee bit of earthiness in there, nice kind of spicy floral aromaticity, and you've also got a good little bit of a grassy zestiness as well. So yeah, the way that goes together, I think, is really quite nice. On the fruity side of things, it's what you'd expect, you know, a little bit of a kind of peary, sultana type note, and some kind of fresh green apple as well. All things to be expected of the Killer Pils style, but it has that raw kind of bitterness and dryness that you'd expect of the Killer Pils style, so very, very authentic. I think the only thing we can really do with this one now is wire into it and see what it's all about. So let's have a taste of this beer and see what we have in store for us. So this one is the Killer Pils 4.8% ABV from here at Lost and Grounded Brewers in Bristol in the southwest of England. Let's try this one. Slàinte, skål, cheers. Ooh, that's very nice actually. Straight away, lovely, smooth, drinkable. Not the most bitter of Killer Pils that I've come across, and of course one of the ones that I'm really referring to when I say that is the Genstala Killer Pils from just outside of Bamberg, but still really damn solid actually. And I think that's why we came to Lost and Grounded as well, because we've been having a few ales in town, if you like, and now we're out here for some nice lagers. So yeah, this is good, lovely beer. So yeah, very easy to drink this one. So, middle third of your palate. The backbone of the beer, absolutely, you've got that lovely, fresh, white bready bread crust coming out of this one. It's got a little bit of that flour on it, as if it was just, you know, straight fresh out of the bakery, which is great. So a lovely little bit of floury, fresh bread crust. On top of that, wee bit of wholemeal brown bread. As you go further up, a little bit of a kind of fresh, fluffy white bread in there too, which is lovely. Then above the fresh white bread, the fresh white bread is like really fluffy and quite dry in a sense, come to think of it. But then yeah, above that, you start to get a few other things. So at the back of that middle third of your palate, you feel a little bit of the dryness from the Pilsner malt, of course. But then in the middle of that middle third of your palate, you start to feel the more kind of biscuity characteristics of that Pilsner malt. So you get a little bit of a kind of McVitie's digestive biscuity character coming out of the beer, which is great. So yeah, lovely McVitie's digestive biscuity character coming out of the beer. In the dead centre of your palate, you do have a little bit of a straight up like honey or caramel or something, which will be covering up the alcohol, which albeit at 4.8% is not all that much, but it does make a difference in there. So yeah, lovely little bit of sweet caramelly biscuity character in there. As you move out toward the edges of that middle third of your palate, it is more kind of biscuity rather than anything else. But yeah, I have to say that is very, very nice. On the back third of your palate, the layers are quite similar but just a little bit dry. You've got the bread crust in the base, the wholemeal brown bready layers a little bit lighter and more airy, the white bready layers a little bit lighter and more airy, and then above that you start to get the more kind of yeasty, Keller Pilsy elements out of it. And for me, that's what defines a Keller Pils, is the more kind of yeasty elements. So above that you've got that lovely fluffy white farmhousey bread. It's got a little bit of a crackery, woody element to it, which I think is great. You can feel that above the back third of your palate, but you can definitely feel the back third of your palate. The flavour is taller. Then as you come further forward to the middle third of your palate, it just kind of condenses down and squashes together that little bit more. So yeah, the malty and yeasty side of things in this beer is like really, really nice. So yeah, the way that this goes together is quite nice. Yeah, so on top of the hoppy side of things, on top of the malty and yeasty side of things, you've got the hoppy element of the beer. So in the back corners of the palate, you've got a nice little bit of earthiness in there. As you move further forward, it's a little bit kind of herbal and more floral and things, but as you move forward, you get a little bit of herbal quality, a little bit of floral note. On the front corners of the palate, it's a little bit more floral and aromatic, and as you move around the front curve of your tongue, a little bit lighter and grassy. As I said earlier, I suspect this one is kind of more, it's a little bit more, it's just got a little bit more bite to it, so I think it's one of the higher alpha acid German hops like Hercules and Pearl and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite nice in that sense. It could be Czech Sats that's in here, but when it's a Keller Pils, I think it's more likely to be like Pearl or Hercules or one of the German hops. But if you go to the front third of your palate then, you've got a wee bit more fruity character coming out of this one. So let's have a wee look at that. So, on the fruity side of things, it's quite oily in that sense. You get a good little bit of oily pear out of this one. A little bit of, you know, sultana, dry white green grapey character. And then you get that, you get a bit of a lemon limey note just behind the kind of front tip of your tongue, which is pretty good. So yeah, a little bit of pear, a little bit of sultana. As you reach the middle of your palate, you get a wee touch of like a fresh green apple and then some lemony limey notes. So yeah, kind of everything you'd expect of the particular hops in this beer, be they German noble or Czech noble. So I think that's a good way to put this one. Yeah, mouthfeel wise, again, it's exactly what you'd expect. Top end, light bodied for me. Carbonation's really crisp on this one. You want that from a Keller Pils though because of the bigger yeasty character. And it's quite smooth in a sense. It's a little bit of a drier Pilsner beer, this one, which again is typical of the style. IBU wise, we're talking maybe 30 or 40 IBUs. The malt base, as we said, it's a little bit grainy and dry underneath, but smooth in the middle. Little tiny touch of sweetness on top. And then yeah, a little bit of hoppy bitterness, and also that wee bit of kind of more oily, fruity sort of thing coming out of it later on. But overall, really nice beer, and that's a good place to start off with for our little reviews here at Lost and Grounded Brewery. So yeah, this was the Keller Pils at 4.8% ABV. I'll go and join the guys inside again, and we'll see what else we're going to taste a little bit later on. But yeah, this was the classic one. This is the one that we've had in the supermarkets for the last few years. But catch you guys in just a second with something else. Slange just now. So Beardy Brett is waiting here for his next beer. We've got cold lager. So yeah, you can see on the taps here, No Rest for Dancers, Running with Scepters, Wanna Go with the Sun, Keller Pils, and over here Hellas, Hot Pan Fallacy, Saison de Avon, and Running with Spectres. So yeah, Brett's trying to feel me up off camera, so we're going to end it there, and we've got some nice water ale to go on to next. So let's do that. Alright guys, well it's time for tasting number 2 then here at Lost and Grounded Brewery in Bristol. So we're going to have a look at the second of their 2 kind of core range beers that they have on tap. So this one is simply called Hellas. It comes in at 4.4% ABV, and we're going to be joined by Beardy Brett in a second for this one.
So it's a bit flatter than yours.
Yeah, it's a little bit flatter. But yeah, I mean, as you would expect, this one for a Hellas, this is 4.4% ABV. It's poured a lovely kind of golden, bright pale golden straw colour, which is what you'd expect when it came out the tap. About a half finger of a frothy, I would say slightly cream coloured head. That's fading away to be a kind of thin foamy layer at the moment. But yeah, in terms of what you'd expect appearance wise from a Hellas lager type beer, it's pretty much what you'd expect. But yeah, we'll have a wee look at the aroma. Brett's already wired into it, so I'm going to do the aroma and stuff, and he's going to join in on the tasting a little bit later. But yeah, aroma wise, yeah, it's kind of pretty much a similar vibe to what we got from the Keller Pils earlier. Very authentically German, lovely noble hop qualities, big bready notes, little tiny bit of fruitiness, everything you'd want. But let's break this down and describe it more in depth. So the backbone of the beer, lovely little bit of a kind of fresh bread, white bread crust, like, you know, hedgehog, Tesco, wholemeal, white bread. Yeah, Tesco, yeah, that's what my mum shops. So yeah, Tesco wholemeal white bread. Yeah, you get that little bit of kind of almost like floury character off it. Then above that, little bit of wholemeal brown bread, then the fluffy white bready layer. There's a tiny little bit of an almost Pilsner malty dryness coming out of this one. There's a bit of that kind of McVitie's digestive biscuity quality in the middle of the nose too. Beyond that, I think there's not too much to say about the malty side of the beer. On the hoppy side of things, again, it's kind of what you would expect from from a German Helles lager. It smells to me as if it's got one of the slightly higher alpha acid German hops in it, maybe Pearl or Hercules or something like that. It's very similar to what we got from the Keller Pils, to be honest with you. But yeah, a little bit of earthiness, quite a bit of floral aromaticity, kind of spicy but also very slightly dank as well. Yeah, we've got a little fly going about here who I'm going to try and get rid of. But yeah, nice little bit of zesty, grassy aromaticity as you'd expect. And then on the fruity side of things, it's got a wee bit of a kind of, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that sultana, dry white bean grape, oily pear, a little bit of gooseberry as well. Yeah, a little bit of
kind of wetness.
Yeah, a little bit of gooseberry, wet hay kind of thing. So yeah, like I would say sultanas, gooseberry, pear, a little bit of fresh green apple, maybe a little touch of like a lemon lime sort of thing as well. Yeah, I think that covers the aroma, eh? Yeah. So I think we can budge up a little bit. You can jump in, and now we can actually have a taste of this thing. So yes, I always say take a bit of time to enjoy the aroma of your beer. But yeah, we're going to taste this one now. So this is the Helles 4.4% ABV here at Lost and Grounded Brewers, Bristol in England. So yeah, let's taste this.
My carbonation is a bit low because obviously it's nice and crispy.
You're drinking a half as well, and I'm drinking a full pint. So the thing is, he's drank more than me today. But when it comes to lagers, I kind of insist that these are half litres. When it comes to ales, I like, you know, a third or something like that. But when it comes to lagers, you need to drink them half litres. You need to drink them after Germans do all the checks. But yeah, this is nice. I mean, obviously, compared to the Keller Pils, it's not quite as bitter, it's not quite as dry. It's got a lovely little bit.
Easy to drink it. As I said, it's very crispy. You get that nice, I call it cornflakesy, kind of.
The thing is, for me, a Helles should always be very smooth and very easy to drink, not too bitter. And that's the thing with Lost and Grounded that I like. The thing that you'll always find with Lost and Grounded, if you like German style lagers, you can't really go wrong with these guys. They really know what they're doing in this particular style category, to be honest with you. Yeah, so this beer, again, gets a big thumbs up with me. Let's break it down and describe the flavour, as we always do. So middle third of the palate, you get that lovely kind of fresh, white bready, hedgehog, tiger bread, whatever you want to call it. You get that bread crusty backbone. Above, toward the front of that, there's a little bit of woodiness, I think, a little bit of Jacob's cream cracker. Then you've got a layer of like...
Is it woodiness, like a beech wood?
Like a kind of drier sort of thing,
like a bud... I don't want to sabotage you. Like a Bud Light and a Budweiser kind of...
It's a bit better than that.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. A bit more better than like a Budweiser or Bud Light.
The woodiness for me always comes out a little bit more in the aftertaste, and then, as I say, further forward on that front third of your palate, or that middle third of your palate, sorry. Then above that, a little bit of Jacob's cream cracker, wholemeal brown bread, I would say, then fluffier white bread, and then above that, you're getting just little touches of like, I wonder if there's a wee bit of like, I do wonder if there's a little slight touch of Pilsner malt in this. Because at the back of that middle third of your palate, there's a little bit of dryness, but as you come further forward,
there's some nice lemongrass and lemon, some nice citrus. I'm getting a lot of lemon, a lemon lime.
Yeah, I'm getting all of that on the kind of front third of the palate, definitely. For me, in the middle of the palate, there's a little touch of like, McVitie's digestive biscuits with this, but it's really minimal. It's really minimal in the sweetness. But yeah, I mean, the middle third of the palate for me is always like sweetness. What you're talking about, I think, is like the front third of the palate. That's where you get all the fruitiness and the grassiness and stuff.
I'm getting the kind of bitterness, the fruity bitterness from the hops.
I mean, I think probably can say quite safely. It's a very good Hellas lager, this, actually.
It really is.
It's a really nicely done one, and it's very, very easy to drink. I mean, middle third of the palate, I think we've covered that in fairness.
Yeah.
The back third of the palate is quite similar, except the bread crusty character is a little bit drier. The cracker is also there, and it feels a little bit drier. Above that, you get the wholemeal brown bread, which is a little bit taller. The fluffy white bready layer is a little bit taller as well. And then there's a wee bit of kind of just grainy dryness, and then you get some of the yeastiness in there too. The yeasty character for me is very like a farmhousey white bread, and you can definitely feel back third of the palate the flavour is taller, and as you come further forward it kind of squashes down. On the hoppy side of the lager then, it's very noble, German noble hops. Hallertauer Tenanger, it's difficult to place actually, but in the back corners of the palate, a little bit of earthiness. As you move further forward, a little touch herbal, and as you reach the front corners of the palate, it gets a little bit more kind of floral and aromatic, but then round the front curve of the tongue, lighter and more grassy, I would say. But the drink component is quite smooth, I would say, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very smooth on Hellas. Even though I'm drinking it like flat compared to what we're drinking. Yeah, it's nice. For me, as a kind of like Hellas drinking, yeah, it's smooth, nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
Long story short, I've happily smacked some of these.
Oh yeah, these are easy to drink.
Yeah.
I struggle with volume, to be honest. Apart from when I drink styles like this, like when it comes to IPAs and ales and stuff, I can't drink the same volume that I can with German and style lagers. But this is very easy. I have to say that this is a very, very easy beer to drink. Front third of your palate, then, with the fruity side of things. At the back of that front third of your palate, as I always say, you get a bit maltiness underneath. So you get the bread crust, the brown bread, the white bread, then that little oily bubble where the juicy fruity esters roll away out of the beer. For me, at the back of that front third of your palate, you've got a little bit of a kind of sultana type quality. Oily pear as you move toward the centre of that front third of your palate, and then you start to get what Brett was mentioning earlier, the kind of
the lemongrass, lemon, citrus, lemon lime,
fresh green apple, lemongrass, lemon lime, all of these kind of things coming out of it. It's a really nicely done Hellas. I think that's a fair conclusion to me.
very easy.
And I mean, it's one of the more accessible ones in England as well, isn't it? Because it's in Waitrose and Waitrose. Yeah, I mean, it's very accessible German style Hellas from an English brewery who know what they're doing when it comes to lagers. So, yeah, we can't knock this in the slightest. Let's round off this tasting then with a wee look at the mouthfeel.
Well, you got a better point than me.
I mean, for me, top end light body, carbonation is smooth. Very smooth but slightly slick Hellas beer, this one. Not too dry, not too crisp, but you get a bit of the crispness in the aftertaste. IBU wise, I think it's a fairly standard 20 or 25 IBUs.
Okay, about 50.
It's not quite high enough for that for me. I'd say IBU count is my weakest point of view review, but I don't think that's 50. I would say 25, 30, 25 or 30. Malty base is quite got a bit of dryness underneath it, a bit of smoothness and a very slight touch of sweetness to it. Then in terms of the fruitiness, a little bit of an oily fruity character, but I think it's really nice, this one. I think the way that it goes together is really nice. Lovely Hellas, this one, and I think this is a nice way to finish the kind of core range Lost and Grounded stuff. After this, we'll go on. I think we're going to maybe do two more. We've got a Saison and we've got a Baltic Porter, and I think that's quite a nice way to round off this tasting video, actually. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for this one. This one was the Hellas, the second of the two main core range beers here at Lost and Grounded in Bristol. Cool to have Brett on one of my out and about videos finally, and yeah, we'll see who joins in on the next one. So catch you guys in just a little second. Slange, Pascal, and cheers. So yeah guys, little quick look at the merchandise here. So you can see Hellas, Killer Pills, Fresh Lager, other things there. That's up on the wall, the Lost and Grounded shirt. A few kind of crisps and things like that too, but yeah, very, very little quick look at the merchandise stuff. There you go. Alright guys, well, time for tasting number 3 then here at Lost and Grounded in Bristol. You might recognise this guy. Harry, hello, Blue Nose Beer Reviews. Is that person from the internet? But no, the reason I'm actually in Bristol this weekend in early July is because it's Harry's 30th birthday, so he's now officially old. I'm old now. He's officially old. So yeah, we're here, we've got Brett Beer Reviews, Peter the Coolest Drinker, Adam McMersey Beers, Harry, and then there's me as well. But yeah, these guys are going to jump into the videos over the next wee while, so hope you enjoy it. But yeah, for beer review number 3, we're going to do Saison d'Avon, which comes in at 6.5% ABV. Do you know any more details about this beer?
I'm just going to guess the Avon is to do with the river.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Yeah, the Avon's river that runs nearby to Bristol, so that's it. But yeah, as you can see and as you'd expect from a Saison, lovely kind of pale golden straw colour, a little bit of haze to it because of the wheat content. When it pours, about a half finger of a frothy kind of cream coloured head. Yeah, it looks nice. Not too much in the way of visible carbonation, but a steady stream of stuff going up toward the bottom of the head. Will we do the nose?
Yeah. Oh, it's typical Saison.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing I have to say about Lost and Grounded. I mean, whenever I think about this brewery, I always think like traditional German lagers.
Yeah.
But in terms of Belgian Saisons as well, that's pretty authentic.
Yeah. I think you don't really see them. You see Kellerfelds and Hellers around everywhere. But typically beforehand, a lot of their styles that you see in other restaurants that will have a lot of Saisons with beers. Saisons with beers, those sort of styles which you don't see other breweries doing.
Yeah, they're nice. I mean, it's probably fair to say Lost and Grounded are a very kind of unsexy brewery, but that's why people find them sexy.
Yeah.
Now, this is the thing, England is very much still in that paleo IPA sort of phase before the... I mean, you're seeing that in other countries, the Saisons and shit are taking over, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, aroma-wise, so as soon as you go into this, what do you get first off?
Initial, I mean, you do get that standard Saison, kind of like some kind of wheaty, peppery. There's a lovely banana sweetness that really lingers and sits around on it.
Yes, quite a bit of that banana, bubblegummy, clovey type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has got everything you'd expect at the Saison. It's just interesting how it comes out. I mean, for me, fresh white bread crust, a little bit of wholemeal brown bread, cracker. Then you start to get in the white bread, you get these notes that we're talking about: the bubble gum, the clove, these kind of like typical Saison Belgian-y type notes.
Light kind of herbal note as well.
Oh yeah. But the malty base in this one's really nice. I mean, I do get a little bit like a Werther's Original butter can,
a little bit of DMS. So yeah, it is. You know, I think that DMS hides behind that banana. It is there.
Yeah.
But it's tucked in. It's not like it's offensive. It kind of works quite well.
It's quite a candied Saison. Yeah, it's quite candied in that sense.
Like some of you get quite dry and peppery. This is still a little bit peppery, but it's easy drinking.
Yeah,
I think from the nose.
Yeah, you get a bit more of the coriander, peppery sort of thing, and the more that your nose adjusts to it, you get more of that. Hoppy side of things, I think German Noble.
Yes,
it's not spicy enough for Czech, is it? It's Hallertauer Tettnanger, maybe not. It's not as strong as Hercules or Perl. I think it's Mittelfru or something.
I've got a very fresh memory of this. I was actually on a hop course yesterday, and we were crushing loads of hops in our hands and going through different aromas and things. And one of them was Hallertauer Tradition, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
And there's an element of that, but I think also Mittelfru, you hit nail on the head with that. I think it's got a lot of that in it.
Yeah, because Mittelfru's a little bit brighter and more floral from what I remember.
It is is definitely very floral.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, as I say, a little bit of earthy, a little bit of herbal character, but floral and quite bright and grassy.
Yeah.
It's the main note you're getting off this. What do you reckon on the fruity side of things?
I still think they've extracted. I don't think there's going to be nothing fancy in it. It's all going to be noble hop.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
I mean, it's that typical, like, peary, sultana, pear, sultana, a little bit of lemon lime.
Yeah. I think it's the touches of like orange, like
Saffron, maybe.
Yeah. I'm thinking like something like laurel or something, but it might not be quite that low.
I mean, if they're calling it Saison de Avon, they grow hops in the west of England or not so much.
It's more kind of like Hereford, Worcester, but you're still looking at like Buggles, Goldings. Well, we have got some really decent hops growing in the UK at the moment. Really kind of decent fruity ones like Ernest, Olicana, Harlequin.
Oh, the canisters,
It's like Jester as well. Some of the new Jesters tasting really good, or smelling really good. But there's a lot of descendants of Harlequin, which I'm sure aren't in this because it'd be way too punchy. Yeah. Harlequin's tasting at the moment more like Citra, like the UK Citra. And just definitely good.
I mean, this is an interesting one for sure, like fruity wise. So for me, oily pear, sultana, apricot.
But it must also be mentioned, it's a beer that's been around for years now. It's been around maybe 3 years maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's the thing about Lost and Grounded. They bring out maybe one new beer per year sort of thing. But I can say out of the bunch they have on there, they've been out for quite a few years. Hellers I think came out around about 2020. Kellerfeld's before that has been around for some time. But they tend to bring maybe one new beer out and nail it.
Slow recipe development.
And do it every single time they do it really, really well before they kind of release it properly.
Yeah.
So not many new beers that I've really seen that.
Yeah.
I think want to go for the sun maybe is one, but so like a New England style. I think it's something. Yeah. But yeah, typically it's tried and tested recipes.
It's nice, anyway. I think we should taste this now, eh? So, Saison de Avon 6.5 slange it. And happy birthday. Thank you very much.
It's lovely and sweet.
Yeah, quite an oily Saison actually, isn't it? Yeah.
It does have that dryness towards the back end of it, like you typically expect. I must admit, it's been some time since last I've tasted it. Generally don't see them around.
Yeah.
But it's got oily, sensitive dryness, but it's not overly dry. I think they're kind of like, with the Saison I used to brew one years ago, and your final gravity, you're always hitting something around about 1003 to 1005. So it's going to end up quite dry. Yeah. This still has a fair bit of residual kind of sweetness in there. Yeah. Which rounds it off a little bit more and makes it draw into the next sip.
It's got quite, for me, this has got quite a little bit of Hefeweizen.
Yes.
Or maybe Hopfenweizen type character to it, yeah. I mean, we can sit and debate style all day, but the main question is always, is it a good beer?
Yeah.
Yes. I think this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll start in the middle third of the palate as we always do. For me, backbone of the beer, fresh white red rust, a little bit of woodiness, a little bit of crackery character on top, little very slight touch of oatmeal brown red, then you have quite a dense white berry character. You can feel the wheat on top of that densifying the whole thing out. Tiny little bit in the centre of that middle third of the palate, a little bit of Werther's original butter candy butterscotch, but then the further into the aftertaste you go, you get a little bit of that kind of how do we say, like butter candy, you get a little bit of that like bubblegummy coriander kind of sweetness out of the beer.
Definitely get that coriander note. It's that the way that kind of DMS butterscotchy kind of note then blends in with a slight floral character of a little touch of like a honey sweetness in there. light kind of zestiness. But yeah.
It's really nice. It's very nicely done.
Yeah.
The back third of the palate is quite similar. Just it comes out in different layers. I think we're getting drowned out by the music a bit now. Yeah. But yeah, the bread crust is a bit drier, the cracker's a bit drier, the wholemeal brown bread's a bit taller and more airy, the white bread's a little bit taller and more airy. You can feel the wheat creeping over on top of that, giving you a little bit more bitiness. And then, yeah, definitely back third of the palate, the flavour is taller, and as you go further forward, it just kind of condenses down and squashes together that wee bit more. Hoppy side of things, what do you think about the green side of the beer?
Well, very fresh. Extremely, it always tastes extremely fresh.
I mean, yeah, this is, you notice that with the other beers here, you can almost taste the wetness and like the mash tun in the barley.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely smell it around us. It smells like they've been brewing it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It smells like it's all grassy, floral. But it melts so well in with the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's very much kind of totally behind. It's not like a single pale ale where it's really punching out all its different flavours. This melts so well in with the rest of the kind of malty kind of sweetness and the yeast and the acid notes. It's all quite subtle and quite light. It works really well. It doesn't get too much in your face at all.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, this is it's a little bit earthy, but then it very quickly becomes floral on the front corners of your palate. The front curve, you're talking a more oily, grassy sort of thing. And then I think that covers the things really. Front third of your palate, you've got the fruitiness, and it's kind of what you'd expect. A bit of bread crust underneath, dense white bread on top, then you get that little oily bubble, and it's, it's kind of apricot-y.
There's definitely that light citrus note. Like the apricot right near the stone. But the apricot is almost there. It's lovely.
Yeah. So lovely big apricot, oily pear as well. Tiny little bit of like a lemon limey sort of thing, but that's at the very front tip of the tongue. I think that covers it. Yeah, so like dry apricot, oily pear, and then a little bit of a lemon limey note. I think that covers the fruitiness of this one, to be honest. And the fruity character is, generally speaking, quite oily. I think that covers it, yeah. So yeah, mouthfeel wise, for me, mid-bodied, a little bit of crisp carbonation, but overall it's a very smooth beer. IBU 20.
If that, I'd say these 15 quite low.
15 or 20, yeah. So it's quite smooth overall. The fruity character, as we said, is quite oily. The malty character is very smooth, has quite a bit of density to it. Is there anything else we need to add to the mouthfeel?
It's a crappy beer.
It's a lovely beer, yeah. I think this is a very nice one to look at. So yeah, cool to film another review with Harry, of course. So this was Saison d'Avon 6.5. 6.5%.
Also, you would never know the 6.5%.
Oh yes, stupidly easy to drink. You drink it. Well, the thing is, though, you drink about 3 or 4 of these, and you go outside, and the pavement would move. But yeah,
the problem is as well, it's really hot here at the moment. It's like 30 degrees inside. I don't know what it is outside. It was roasting when we're outside getting pizza.
We're actually in a bit of beer con.
Well, just about. Not fan more than anything. And it's the only cooling thing around, so it works quite well.
Yeah, no, it does. But I think that's a nice place to sign off on this one then. So there will be one more tasting with Adam in a second, so you guys will see that. Catch
crazy people going in on a dark there.
Yeah, crazy. Exactly. So Saison d'Avon 6.5%, definitely worth trying if you come across it. See you guys in the next tasting. Thank you to Harry for joining. Check out Bruno's beer reviews, of course. Alright, so it's Ari and I, and we are at Pig's Pizza, which is the little food truck outside. So yeah, there's a little menu of the different things you can get here. So we've got margarita, fungi, pig's pepperoni, truffle pig, hot dog, garlic gascon, and you can add a few little extra things onto it. I think I'm going to go for the pig's pepperoni because, I like a good little bit of sausage. But yeah, I have to say they've got quite a nice little setup here. You can see these little pizza ovens just up here. So yeah, we're going to have some pizza. Is you excited, Harry?
It's going to be real meat.
It's going to be real meat, isn't
nice.
it? It's going to be awesome. So yeah, we're going to get some pizza in just a wee second. Stay tuned. So yeah guys, the pizza arrived and it's beautiful in its simplicity. So let's see how this thing actually tastes. Let's do this. Looking forward to it. So as promised, let's have a little look at this pizza then and see what it's all about. So aesthetically, looks very nice. Nice toasty pepperoni, cheese with a little bit of fat on it. Looks great. So yeah, crust looks good as well, just nice and soft. So let's have a wee taste of this and see what it's all about. It does have parmesan and things on it, which I'm quite happy about. I have to say it is quite nice actually. I mean, for me, quite a small pizza, but still value-wise it's pretty good. Lovely big kind of thick cheesy character. The dough is really nicely done. It's well cooked. It's got enough chewiness in the dough, which is what you want. You've got the lovely flavours from the cheese, then you've just got that little bit of kind of pepperiness and stuff from the meat. Lovely. So yeah, really nicely done actually. Yeah. Sauce is really nice, just really rich tomato sauce. Has that little bit of bite to it, which is what you want. Yeah, really nice pizza actually. I'm not sure how regular those guys are here at Lost and Grounded, but I'm perfectly happy with that pizza. To say at £12, you know, there's obviously quite a markup on the pizza and things, but these days businesses have got to make business, so that's that. But yeah, I think that's everything we need to say about this one. Let's just have a wee bite of the crust. Yeah, crust was lovely as well, lovely and bitey and chewy and stuff, so yeah, I think it's good. I think we can leave it at that for this one. Yeah, really nice pizza, quite happy with that. So I'm going to go away and enjoy the rest of this, and you'll see another beer review in a little bit. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll do some collaboration reviews, I think, when all the guys are here. Ciao just now. Alright guys, time for our fourth and final tasting then here at Lost and Grounded. As some of you may recognise, we have Adam from Mersey Beers, who joins us on many live streams on the beer tubes here. And yeah, this was kind of his choice to review, so I think you should introduce this beer.
It's my favourite beer, Lost and Grounded. It's running with Spectres, so it's a 6.8% Baltic Porter, and a very similar name to their Running with Scepters, which is their IPL. I believe it's the same hop bill, but the malt bill is completely different with it being a Baltic Porter as opposed to an IPL.
Okay. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's always the thing you do. You go from light to dark when you do these kind of videos, and this seems like a nice place to round off. We're kind of ready to move on to the next place at this point. So yeah, we got half pints of this. As you can see, and as you'd expect from a porter, it's poured a lovely kind of ebony rosewood type colour. When it came out, it had about half finger of a frothy kind of fawn coloured head. Thin foamy layer now, a little bit of a ring.
Yeah, a bit tan. I would say it's a very light side of tan.
Yeah, very light, like fawn tan coloured head. Yeah. Not much in the way of visible carbonation with this one. It's kind of as you'd expect, appearance-wise, from any porter, to be honest. Yeah. Will we take a look at the nose? Yeah. It's very nice, actually. I mean, yeah. This is the thing, as we've said in the other Lost and Grounded reviews that you've seen on this video. This brewery they seem to specialise in kind of drinkability. Yeah. Sessionability, drinkability is the name of the game when it comes to Lost and Grounded, and you can kind of, you know, as soon as you smell this beer, you get the idea, yeah, this is a nice sessionable night ender, if you like. I mean, as soon as you go into it, You've got a little bit of like a toasty rye bread crust.
Definitely bready wheat.
Yeah, like it's got this lovely caramelized rye bread for me. Wholemeal brown bread as well.
Yeah.
A little bit of like an almost like fruit. Could we say fruit loaf? Like fruit. You know what I mean? Like that bread.
Yeah, malt loaf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say also you look at some of the German dark wheat beers as well, maybe that sort of dark wheat bread.
Dunkelweiss.
Yeah, that aspect of the aroma.
But that's like an undertone. It's not like a main theme, I would say. Lots of rye bread. Good little bit of wholemeal brown bread. Slightly leathery brown sugar. Toasty brown sugar. A more oily caramelized sort of thing as well. It's an interesting beer for sure.
I'm going to pre-warn you, I'd say this is my favourite beer from Lost and Grounded. I've had this before. The ABV does not relate to its drinkability.
Oh, it's a bit harder to drink.
It's very easy.
Very easy to drink. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, malty-wise, this is nice. You get a little bit of chocolate out of it, like a toasty chocolate, 60-70% cocoa, kind of dry, leathery brown sugars, bit of treacle molasses. What do you think about the hoppy side of this beer?
I don't think you get a fruit element from the aroma, but I'd say I'm not sure that the aroma will do it justice on its upside.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of earthiness in there for me. A little bit of floral, a little bit of grassiness, and then you've got the kind of red fruit, like
red
black,
dark fruit.
Yeah, black currant, fig, maybe a little bit of plum.
Blackberry.
Yeah.
But definitely dried fruits. So we said with your fig and with your prune or plum.
And that kind of blends in well when you think about the, it kind of blends in well when you think about the sort of plummy notes that it has in the background as well. So, but aroma-wise, this is very, very nice. And for me, at least, being based in Sweden primarily, you don't often get to drink porters. So to come and drink an almost imperial porter is quite a nice.
I'd say the Baltic Porter in sort of Eastern Europe is like a big thing, but I don't know if you get it that far out of Sweden.
Not really, yeah. Baltic porters are quite hard to come across. Even like regular strength stouts are hard to find. So that's an interesting point. But I think we should taste this one. So what was the name again?
Running with Spectres.
So Running with Spectres, 6.8% Baltic Porter, our last beer here at Lost and Grounded in Bristol.
That rye aspect is straight away.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Smooth.
As soon as you take this beer in, you're getting a little bit of an almost carafa.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if it's Bayerman carafa in this.
Coffee aspect as well from the dark malt.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's lovely.
Being a fan of coffee, I always get a dark brew element of coffee through it. A cold brew coffee, sorry.
Yeah. Nice. That's a lovely porter. I'm going to say that straight away. And again, this is what we said about Lost and Grounded. These guys are not the most sexy of brewers, but what they do, their sessionable, drinkable beers are really nicely done.
They're a very technical brewery, as most lager-based breweries and pilsner-based breweries are.
Yeah.
They're extremely technical. You can see that from the kit behind us. It's an extensive kit. And for them to obviously do a Baltic Porter, you're doing the same lager aspect, but obviously on the dark side of it rather than doing a sort of light sessionable side.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's a love. I mean, you cannot knock this beer at all. You really cannot knock it at all. Let's take it. They do, as I always do, middle third, back third, front third of the palate. So middle third of the palate then. For me, the backbone of the beer, roasty, toasty, well-fired rye bread crust, like a sort of slightly more bright, almost caramelized rye bread layer.
Yeah.
Wholemeal brown bread above that. There's little elements of like woodiness and nuttiness in there.
Definitely earthy.
Yeah, for me that comes on the hoppy side, yeah. But above the bready side of things, you have this, there's a little bit of like a leathery brown sugar. Almost.
Yeah.
A bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
Above the brown bread, a bit of chocolate.
More of the Demerara, I would say.
Yeah, for me, there's a little bit of this light chocolate layer, then you get that dry, oily, leathery, brown, sugary Demerara sugar that you're saying. And the dead centre of your palate, there's a bit of a sweeter, more oily caramel. But again, it's quite dry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really very
The
dry.
finish is very dry. And it just gives you that aspect of going back to the sip.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You've got this little circle in the middle of your palate, and so underneath the base of this circle for me, the leathery brown sugar, then you get that kind of Demerara, toasty type note, and then you get the more treacly molasses type notes from the dead centre. And obviously the brown sugars in this beer are what are covering the alcohol, but it's 6.8%. It's got a bit of strength to it, but it's not going to blow the head off.
No, I think for its ABV and for the style it is, I think it's very sessionable.
Yeah.
I think this is not your imperial port. I don't feel that it's not an imperial port that you drink and go, I'm really struggling with this. I couldn't do more than, I don't know, a couple of sips. I think it's one of those ones where you go back for the sip.
Yeah, no, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice, I mean, I don't get to drink porters that often, I like them. But as I say, for me in Sweden, you do not come across this style that often, and I think this is very nicely done. A bit of woodiness, slight nuttiness into the aftertaste. The back third of the palate's quite similar. I mean, the bread crust is a bit drier. The rye bready layer is a bit lighter and more airy. The brown bready layer is a bit more light and airy. You get the leathery brown sugars on the top, a wee bit more yeastiness, some woody character in there. But yeah. So sorry about that, guys. We got cut off there. So yeah, no, as I was saying, on the back third of the palate, the flavour's taller. As you come further forward, it just kind of condenses down a wee bit. What do you think about the hoppy side of this beer?
As we mentioned before, it's a very dark, fruit-forward hop flavour. You do get that earthiness, as we mentioned as well. I do think maybe as well the dry aspect as well. I think that comes from the hops as well, with that not essentially West Coast, but certainly maybe I'm not 100% sure on the hop bill, but I think that maybe those C aspects, those C hops that you would associate with West Coast might be a play where it gives you that drinkability where you'll want to go back from the sip because it's drying out the moisture.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this little bit of earthiness in the back corners of the palate, a little bit of earthiness, herbal characters can come further forward. It gets more floral as you reach the front corners of the tongue, front curve of your palate. It's a little bit more kind of oily and grassy, I would say. And then yeah, on the front third of your palate, you start to get these fruity notes. So like the base of that front third of your palate, the rye bready bread crust, rye bread, wholemeal brown bread, and that little oily bubble where the fruity notes come out. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
It definitely is. It's sort of the, as you would say, the sort of dry, maybe not seasonal Christmas dry fruits. Maybe I'm not getting any cinnamon, but
It's not kind of phenolic, really, is it?
But definitely has almost like a mincemeat quality.
Carafa. I get carafa out of this one. You know, that dry, well-fired bread crust, but at the same time quite rye bready and dry.
And I think that I always get a very dark coffee aspect from malt as well, which I think complements it quite well.
I mean, for me, I don't know why. It's just, I mean, you know, I've got a very contextual memory. For me, this is very much carafa. But then above that, at the back of that front third of your palate, there's a little bit of oily plum. As you move further forward, there's a little bit of like drier prune, fig. Then in the front half of the front third of your palate, blackberry, blackcurrant, and that's it. I think that covers the fruity side of it, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the fruity side of this beer is really, really nice, actually.
It's got lovely lacing on it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a lovely beer to drink, actually. Cannot knock this in the slightest. lovely stuff.
That's it. My favourite from Lost and Grounded. Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this is really nice. I mean, this is quite a nice one to round off with. I mean, in this video, I've done one myself, I've done one with Brett, one with Harry, one with you. It's quite nice to try each of your favourite beers from Lost and Grounded. And as I said earlier, this brewery is a kind of unsexy, drinkability focused brewery, and they do it very well. You can't knock them.
I think the only one maybe that might be in the sort of public aspect that's not is maybe the Helles and the Keller Pills and the Here Comes Into the Sun, which they're pale, but they're all drinkability, right? They're all drinkability forward beers.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, Helles and Keller Pills are going to get in Waitrose and Morrison's and stuff like that. Quite
Same
easily.
with Here Comes the Sun, that's Waitrose.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think that's a nice way to round off this one. Mouthfeel wise, bottom end and mid-bodied, carbonation's very smooth, slightly silky mouthfeel.
Yeah.
IBU wise, 40. It's hard with this because there's a good bit of dryness to it, and you can conflate that with the bitterness. So
the bitterness is hidden a lot by the sweetness of the malt.
Yeah, I mean, it drinks maybe 50-ish. It's kind of in the middle. Yeah, because it's got dryness and bitterness. It's hard to say with this beer, to be honest. But the malt, as you said, it's got toastiness, smoothness, and a little bit of a drier sweetness to it. The fruitiness is a little bit drier and more oily as well. But as I said, we can say that it's a really nice Baltic porter. It's 6.8%, not the lightest one you're going to come across.
No, but certainly you don't. As I mentioned before, you do not think the ABV. If you drank it, you would not go at 6.8%.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
It doesn't drink how it is on paper.
No, that's definitely fair to say. I think we can leave it at that for this one, eh? So this was the Running with Spectres.
Yes.
Yep. 6.8% ABV. It's not an Imperial Porter, but a Baltic Porter. Adam's favourite beer here at Lost and Grounded in Bristol, and I think, I'll tell you my final thoughts when we go outside in a little minute. So that's that for our tastings in this video. Catch you guys in a wee second. Slange it, skull, cheers. Thank you to Adam, Harry and Brett for joining on this one. Cheers just now. Cheers. So guys, just a little quick look at the cans that they've got on offer here. So you can get special deals on the cans: 6 for 10% off, 12 for 15% off, 24 for 20% off. It's not bad. But you can see here they've got the classic Keller Pills, they've got the Helles Lager, the Hop Hand Fallacy wet beer, Running with Scepters, the India Pale Lager, Wanna Go with the Sun Pale Ale, and then the No Rest for Dancers, which is a red ale. So very nice sessionable beers here in the fridge at Lost and Grounded. Pretty nice, I have to say. So guys, just a little perspective on the sheer scale of the operations here at Lost and Grounded. This is the brew kit, standing in the back corner of the bar. You can see it over there. And then that's where you come in outside, but really nice atmosphere, I have to say that. Lovely stuff. Alright guys, well that is our time at Lost and Grounded Brewery here in Bristol in England, just about to come to an end. So we've had a really nice couple of hours here. I got to try 4 different beers: the Keller Pills, the Helles, and then the Saison and the Baltic Porter. I got to film with some of the guys, and that was really nice. So like I said in the videos, this brewery seems to be really focused on drinkability. You cannot knock that at all. The Helles and the Keller Pills are very authentic. The Saison I really enjoyed as well, and then the Baltic Porter was a really nice way to round off. And the beer prices are very good. I think we were paying about £4 sterling for the pints. So that translates to about 50 Swedish kroner, €5, $6 American. You really cannot knock the prices that you're getting here at Lost and Grounded at all. And it's a really nice atmosphere. They've got very good pizza at this little place behind me, as you saw. So if you get the chance to come to Bristol, there's some very good beer places here. And Lost and Grounded, they're a little bit further out of the way. You'll need to take an Uber to get out here. But yeah, definitely worth the visit if you want some nice sessionable lager beers. But yeah, thank you to Harry of Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Brett of Beardy Brett, Peter of the Clueless Drinker, and then Adam of Mersey Beers. I'll try to remember to put all their links in the video description for you below, but this has been a really nice little out and about video to film for you here in Bristol. We'll see if we can get some more done while I'm here in England, but yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Check out my social media, check out my colleagues' social media, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Slange it, skull, cheers, have a go at some of the Lost and Grounded beers.